Hey class, I wanted to talk to you about the discussions in just a little tiny bit of detail. So by now you've looked over the syllabus, you've watched my video talking about the syllabus, you see just what role, how important these discussions are going to be to your grades for the semester. So I want to take a moment to talk about why I use that, why I do things like that. Well, I have a very big belief in having a student-centered approach. And by that, learning comes through you creating, you applying your own knowledge, and you'll get your learning from applying your own personal experiences, your own thoughts, your own ideas on some subject. Then you're going to be reading other students' posts, and through reading everyone's opinion on things, as they're supported from what the book says, the internet says, so on and so forth, you're going to end up learning about things in some really unique and creative ways, some ways that I would just never been able to have thought of on my own. As much as I can try to come up with some creative pop culture, innovative ways to get this learning across, there's no better way to learn than by learning in a way that relates to you, and that's what the goal really is here. And through that, what's great about an internet class, an online class, is that we're able to do that because you have a computer right in front of you that you're able to do the things that we're going to do for these discussion boards really easily. And in a lot of ways, that's such a tremendous advantage, and there's so much research out there that says how great learning can be like that. So rather than just doing things like in the classroom, class may do things where it's exam, 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 write a paper, write another paper, do a presentation, whatever it might be. We take away the idea of just take an exam, take an exam, take an exam, and I'm going to replace them with these discussion boards. I really think that it should get the learning across to you, and you should really get what this class is all about and understand everything the book is saying in a really strong manner at the end of this class. So with that said, that's why I do things this way, just to take 2, 3, 4 minutes to go over the assignment really quick. So obviously you have a lot of detail in the syllabus. Just to go into each section what you're going to do, you're going to have that topic for the week. Whatever question or questions that I have for you for the week. The topic may have different questions, a video, a screencast, whatever it might be, going along with what that question is. The first thing you're going to do is create your stance to that. They're open-ended. There's not one way that you can respond to this. You're going to create your stance to whatever that topic is. The second thing you do is you're going to back that stance up through what the textbook says. So you're going to find things within your readings that support what your stance is. The third thing you're going to do is do the exact same thing using the internet to do research on that. With the internet, make sure you're using credible sources and make sure you're citing them and giving credit to those sources. Alright, so don't just find some blog or Wikipedia or something like that. Make sure they're credible sources. Both those two sections, 150 words or more. So basically, general idea, if you're not familiar with how many words go on a page or something like that, this whole thing from start to finish between your stance, the support from the textbook, the support from the internet, the YouTube video link, the meme link, you should be looking at something like a page and a half, thereabouts. Somewhere over a page, but less than 2 pages. Okay, so after you do those, the next thing you do is find a YouTube video. And this is the one thing I want to take a minute to really talk about. Because first and foremost, you find a 5-minute video. If it's longer than 5 minutes, that's fine. If you find a 10-minute video, 15-minute video, that's fine. Just tell us what 5 minutes to watch. So if it's 15 minutes long, you say start the video at 6:15 and end it at 11:15. Perfectly fine. That video can be a summary of something that supports your stance. It can be a lecture from a professional, so an expert supporting your stance. But what I would love to see, and what I am going to give you points for extra credit points, bonus points on, is if you really get creative with some of these things. Find a clip from a movie or a TV show, lyrics from a song, so on and so forth, that support what you're saying. Now, don't find something arbitrary to what you're saying. It has to support it if I'm going to give you extra points for that, but I would love to see these videos be creative. And if they are, I'll definitely give you some extra credit for that. And what's going to happen is the students in the class will take a look at that YouTube video and they're going to say, wow, that makes perfect sense. I've seen that movie. That's exactly what's happening. And it's going to help everyone that watches your post to really just get that awe moment where you're like, I understand exactly what the textbook was saying when I read this section. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see happen. So bonus points, absolutely extra points if you use YouTube to create those if you find these creative videos on YouTube. The last thing you do is you create a meme. The meme is a summary for that. Again, try to be creative with that. Bonus points for being creative. Use any site that you want to create a meme or a GIF. GIFs are fine as well. I recommend memegenerator.net, but type meme generator into Google, you'll see there's sites out, tons and tons of sites, hundreds of sites that you can use to do that. Just post the link for that site. Okay, that's all due by Thursday evening. Then the other part that you do, you're going to respond to 3 different students' posts, something significant. So don't just say I agree or I disagree, that's not enough. Something significant. So rule of thumb, 50 words or more, that's fine. I mean, I don't really have an expectation for the words, just make sure it's something significant. If you respond with a link saying, hey, take a look at this, this is exactly what you're saying or something like that, perfect. Just make sure you don't just put the link in there, put a sentence or two saying this is what this link's about, this is what you should be looking at, explain what you're putting in the link there. But make sure it's something significant, perfect. 3 different people, that is due Sunday evening by 11:59. The other thing you have to do is make sure that you keep maintenance on your own posts. You just keep looking at your own thread, respond to whatever questions are asked to you, whether it's another student or me. If somebody says something to you, just, hey, take a look at it, whatever link they might say, put a little comment on that. That's your grade for the discussion for each week. Okay? One last thing I want to just mention really quick is why they're due on 2 different days, not all on the same time. The reason for that is if the original posts are all due by Thursday night, then you can go in on Friday and you can look at every student from the class original post for this. You don't have to have this moment where you only have a couple to choose from. You have everyone to choose from. You can respond to anyone, and we don't have people waiting until the last minute to put things up. All right? And that's basically this assignment. So if you have questions about it, email me, Skype me, meet with me on campus, whatever's easiest for you. But good luck.